Cerebral cortical function. The cerebral cortex, often referred to as the gray matter, is the outermost layer of the brain and plays a crucial role in many of our higher-order functions. Its intricate structure and organization allow it to process a vast array of information, making it a central hub for sensory perception, motor control, language, memory, and cognitive abilities. Understanding the functions of the cerebral cortex is essential for grasping how we interact with the world and how various neurological conditions can affect our behavior and capabilities. Structure of the cerebral cortex. The cerebral cortex is approximately 2 to 4 millimeters thick and is composed of tightly packed neurons, which give it its characteristic gray color. It is divided into two hemispheres, the left and the right, each of which is further segmented into four main lobes. Frontal lobe, located at the front of the brain. The frontal lobe is responsible for executive functions, including decision-making, problem-solving, and impulse control. It also plays a critical role in motor function. Parietal lobe, situated at the top of the brain. The parietal lobe processes sensory information related to touch, temperature, pain, and proprioception, the sense of body position. It integrates sensory input to help us navigate and interact with our environment. Temporal lobe, found on the sides of the brain. The temporal lobe is crucial for auditory processing and language comprehension. It also houses the hippocampus, a structure vital for forming new memories. Occipital lobe, located at the back of the brain. The occipital lobe is primarily responsible for visual processing. It interprets signals from the eyes, allowing us to understand and recognize what we see. Functions of the cerebral cortex. 1. Sensory perception. The cerebral cortex is integral to sensory perception. Each sensory modality, vision, hearing, touch, taste, and smell, has dedicated regions within the cortex responsible for processing that specific type of information. For example, the primary visual cortex, located in the occipital lobe, receives input from the retina and interprets visual stimuli, such as color, shape, and movement. Similarly, the primary auditory cortex, located in the temporal lobe, processes sound waves, enabling us to perceive and interpret auditory information. Point 2. Motor control. Motor control is another critical function of the cerebral cortex, particularly within the primary motor cortex, which is located in the frontal lobe. This area is responsible for planning and executing voluntary movements. Neurons in this region send signals to various muscles throughout the body, allowing for coordinated actions. The motor cortex is organized somatotopically, meaning that different areas correspond to different body parts. For instance, the region controlling the hand is located next to the region controlling the arm, creating a map of the body. Point 3. Language and communication. Language processing is primarily localized in the left hemisphere of the brain for most right-handed individuals. Two key areas involved in language are Broca's area and Wernicke's area. Broca's area, located in the frontal lobe, is associated with speech production and grammatical processing. Damage to this area can result in Broca's aphasia, characterized by difficulty in forming grammatically correct sentences while comprehension remains intact. Conversely, Wernicke's area, located in the temporal lobe, is responsible for language comprehension. Damage here can lead to Wernicke's aphasia, where individuals may produce fluent but nonsensical speech, often losing the ability to understand language. Point 4. Memory and learning. The cerebral cortex plays a vital role in memory, particularly through its interactions with the hippocampus and other structures in the medial temporal lobe. The cortex is involved in both the formation and retrieval of memories. Declarative memory, which encompasses facts and events, relies heavily on the cortex for storage. For example, memories related to personal experiences, episodic memory, are thought to be stored in the cortex within the context of the sensory information associated with those experiences. Point 5. Executive functions and decision-making. The frontal lobe is the epicenter for executive functions, which include planning, reasoning, problem-solving, and decision-making. This area is crucial for assessing situations, weighing options, and determining appropriate actions. The prefrontal cortex, a part of the frontal lobe, is particularly important for higher cognitive processes, such as self-control and understanding social norms. It helps us adapt our behavior based on past experiences and future predictions, allowing for complex social interactions and planning. Point 6. Emotional regulation. Emotions are intricately linked to the functions of the cerebral cortex. The prefrontal cortex, in particular, plays a vital role in regulating emotional responses and social behavior. It interacts with the limbic system, the brain's emotional center, to help modulate feelings such as fear, anger, and joy. This regulation is essential for making rational decisions and maintaining healthy relationships. Dysfunction in this area can lead to emotional disorders such as depression and anxiety. Neuroplasticity of the cerebral cortex. One of the most fascinating aspects of the cerebral cortex is its neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize itself in response to experience and injury. Neuroplasticity allows the cerebral cortex to adapt to new learning, recover from brain injuries, and compensate for lost functions. For instance, when one area of the brain is damaged, other areas can sometimes take over its functions, demonstrating the brain's remarkable ability to heal and adapt. Therapeutic approaches, such as cognitive rehabilitation and occupational therapy, leverage neuroplasticity to help individuals recover skills lost due to injury or disease. By engaging in targeted exercises and activities, patients can stimulate the cerebral cortex, promoting the reorganization of neural pathways and enhancing recovery. Conclusion. The cerebral cortex is a remarkable structure that underpins many aspects of human behavior and cognition. From sensory perception and motor control to language, memory, and emotional regulation, the functions of the cerebral cortex are integral to our daily lives. Understanding these functions not only deepens our appreciation for the complexity of the human brain, but also highlights the importance of ongoing research in neuroscience. As we continue to uncover the mysteries of the cerebral cortex, we gain valuable insights that can inform clinical practices and improve the quality of life for individuals affected by neurological disorders.